All right, welcome to another video. This is going to be a video for the coding playlist. I have a number of projects that I that I started with ChatGPT Codex feature, which was recently released. Now there has been a version of it out for a while, but they recently released a new version that is comes with the Pro subscription. So this is Sora for videos, which is not what I was intending to click on. Here is Codex. So basically, what Codex is it's a software development life cycle tool. It's like a vibe coding tool. So it'll make pull requests. It'll do the change management. It'll branch and merge. So it's a much better way of vibe coding because um, now you get version control, which is super helpful. You can look at what exactly changed. You can revert to how things were working prior. I think if you do it with Codex, it's not Codex. Yeah, Codex. Oh, sorry, not Codex. Cursor and like the Claude models, which like every tech channel or tech blog writer or tech YouTube is using Claude. I don't exactly understand why they're using Claude over OpenAI. I guess they just kind of say it's better. I've never used Claude. Um, well, I've used it, but I've never used it. I've never used any coding APIs, and a lot of you have to be a little careful, especially on a big channel, w with like a lot of subscribers. They're gonna say, "Oh, well, I use this." Well, first of all, you have to be careful. Are they sponsored by them? Like, of course, they're gonna use them if they're sponsored by them. And then the second thing you got to be careful about is do they care if it works? Because if they're a YouTuber or a blog writer and they make money through sponsorships and through views, what do they care if they're using the best tools for vibe coding or not? Um, so that's something you always have to be a little bit worried about when you hear um, recommendations coming through. Um, and for me, I don't know. I'm just kind of all in on OpenAI right now, perhaps to my detriment. But I really like the voice mode. I think voice is kind of going to be the main interface with AI going forward. It just affords me uh, a lot of what would you like to do if you could be in the same room as Einstein? You probably like to talk to Einstein, right? Um, so like I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you would rather correspond with Einstein in writing by sending letters or something. But for me, I would just want to talk to Einstein for a while. All right. So yeah, this video I just wanted to show that I registered for the hackathon. So Hugging Face had two courses released recently. The first course is one that I did on this channel, the Agents course. Now, I didn't finish the full course front to back, but they did say that there were uh, two basically heats of the course. The first one would be you just learn about agents, and then you get a certification. So that this would be something for like managers or like people looking to hire somebody to work with agents. And then the second heat of the course would be you do all the dirty technical details. So that would be for like engineers and people looking to get hired for working with agents. So of course, for me, doing the whole thing is what makes the most sense, and I definitely took a stab at it. But unfortunately, when you're working with AIs and you want to really dive dirty into the technical details, uh, you've got to pay. And it's just like a lot of other things too. Network engineering, there's a point where, yeah, home labs are great, but you gotta, especially for switching, GNS3, I think still doesn't do switching so well. So you gotta pay, you gotta rent a lab or something like that. It's just as with everything, for just about everything in life. You want to learn music, well, you got to get the musical instrument, which is going to cost you. You got to pay for lessons, you got to buy the sheet music. So just as with anything in life, you've got to pay. And I don't know, there's just something about my brain, like, logical. We can see all the cognitive biases, bias wheel, where like I can't I don't know. I just can't convince myself to pay, even though I would definitely save money. I would definitely save money if I canceled my ChatGPT Pro subscription and I used Cursor and Claude, just as every other tech person out there seems to be doing right now. And I bought things like inference from Hugging Space or whatever I needed. Like I paid for more things. By paying for more things, I would save money than by just being a pro subscriber to ChatGPT and not paying for anything else. So let's see what this is. So yeah, so this is definitely a bias I'm falling for, the not enough meaning bias, where I'm imagining things and people I'm familiar with or fond of as better. So I'm not familiar with Claude and Cursor. I'm really only familiar with ChatGPT. I'm not familiar with working with the APIs. I'm really only familiar with working with ChatGPT rather than the APIs. So let's see the difference of the two. So if I type in OpenAI and hit enter, um, and then go to AI platform. This is a complete and totally different thing than Chat GPT. Chat GPT, as the name implies, is a chat program. You talk to it, and you can do that with voice mode. You can do that by texting, but the API is designed for building products using AI. So honestly, this is probably what I need. I don't know what my deal is that I can't just switch to doing something that I like. I'm not using the right. You can almost think of it like when you go to the car dealership to buy a car, you can get an SUV, you can get a sports car, you can get a four-door sedan, you can get a Jeep. That's I think a good way to think about this. It's like you're still paying for a car and you're still paying a lot for a car, but if you like to go camping a lot, you shouldn't get a Ferrari, you know. And I feel like I'm kind of making that mistake, and I'm doing that for um, because I'm falling into these biases. I think this one is a big one. Um, oh, what's the not invented here bias? I feel like that one might be it. Not invented. Yeah, what's the not invented here? So it's a bias where individuals or groups resist or reject. uh, Okay, interesting. Decision-making error where we tend to value our own ideas above those conceived by people outside our group. Interesting. Oh, you know what? I feel like the well-traveled road effect. People tend to underestimate the times. I don't know if that's accurate. Here's Wikipedia. Cognitive bias in which travelers will estimate the time taken to traverse routes differently depending on their familiarity with the route. Uh, Okay, so basically, yeah, I feel like that's some sort of corollary to that. It's like I feel like it's going to be more expensive than something I'm paying a ridiculous price for that's probably not worth it because it's unfamiliar to me and I haven't used it before. So even though I could take out a calculator, do the math, and say, hey, this is definitely going to be half price. By the end of the year, I will definitely have paid this much less. It's going to be hard for me to actually switch and do that or to actually believe those numbers I've because I haven't used the API before. You know, I haven't used the Jeep. I'm used to using the Ferrari or whatever, or some equivalent, the Hummer, some equivalent of two completely different kinds of cars with completely different purposes, but the same price, presumably, or even one car of a lower price, like a family four-door sedan, and like a Porsche Ferrari that you wouldn't want to drive if you had a family. It's just not for the purpose that you need it. Yeah, so we can see this is going to look very quickly like something like Amazon AWS, where there's just so many different things that you can do with it. I'm probably following for this bias as well. Project our current mindset and assumptions onto the past and future. So yeah, that's probably a big one. Oh, this is a big one too. It's like I have to be absolutely assured that switching the cursor in an API is better than Pro, and I can't just like pause Pro and try it. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway, that's what this video was about. Just showing that I signed up for that hackathon. The other thing I would like to do in this video is register for the other class. So if I go to, I think community, or I'm not sure where the classes are. So if I expand this menu down here and then go to, uh, go to learn down here. So yeah, it is under community. Um, so I did the Asians course. Um, so the newest one they did was the MCP course. So this one is MCP is something I've heard thrown a lot. It's like one of the latest and greatest things. So, all right. So, yeah. So that's the end of this video. I think this is going to be the first. This is going to be the first video in a new series. And the series is going to be the MC Hugging Face MCP course series. So, thanks for watching. Next video, I will um, start reading through the course, and I'll see as far as I can get. So it looks like the certificate deadline is not until August 1st. So I've got time to go through this one. And in fact, week 4 hasn't even been released yet. So yeah, this is going to be on my radar and ho hope to be working through this. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.